on any aspects or elements of the project that you feel were underwhelming, where people didn't perform where they needed to, and that will also play a role into the final points awarded to each individual person based on that information I'm given. So keep in mind that both the group project and the annotated bibliography are due by Sunday, July 23rd. You can email those to me. The annotated bibliography, you will either have the option of emailing, or you can post to the discussion forum, as I will make a section available for that as well. Keep in mind that for each day a project is late, it will drop 1 letter grade. So if for whatever reason your group leader that you've given the title to is not working out, any one of you guys in the group can contact me, you can email me, you can send me the final projects. Don't just be relying on the group leader if especially you have not heard from him or her over some time. So keep that in mind as well. As I said earlier, by the end of the week, please make sure to email me and let me know who the group leader is and what the group topic will be. As I said, the group leader will be in charge of keeping the group on task and organizing the final project. Now, that might seem a little unfair. You say that, well, the group leader is doing a little bit of extra grunt work. So here's the payoff. Since the group leader will be taking on extra legwork for the group, he or she will also receive an additional 10 points extra credit. That can be used towards an assignment, that can be used towards a particular grade, but since the group leader is doing a bit more work, they will be compensated for it. So talk amongst your groups, see who wants to take on the extra work, but know that you will be compensated for doing that extra work. Each group member is responsible for any respective section that the group leader delegates. As always, if any member of the group has comments, questions, or concerns, please feel free to email between now and July 22nd, which is Saturday. Remember, I will not respond to any questions about the project the day that it is due. You guys have 2 weeks to work on this, so please give yourself adequate time to do so, to talk amongst your groups, to get organized, and to put something together. Here are your respective group project groups. In Group 1, you have Leonardo, Natalia, Ralph, and Taylor. In Group 2, you have Jack, Evan, Fatima, and Moses. Group 3 is Kirk, Raul, Lisa, and Kirsten. Group 4 is Zishan, Yasa, Danielle, Fabiola, and Corinne. And then lastly, Group 5, you have Nicole, Caroline, Natalie, Arthur, and Dan. Now, under the group writing section, or the group project section, I should say, you will see a handful of information that is made aware to you. So first and foremost, the group project assignment sheet. Essentially, this just kind of gives you the rundown of what is expected for the group project. It kind of goes over everything I just said. It also gives you a sort of outline or plan of what you can do to approach the topic. This is also a nice way to kind of separate sections to help delegate who might work on what. In a moment, I'm going to go over some of the different projects students have done and show you kind of what has been successful, what has worked, and how they sort of separated things. Additionally, you will see the annotated bibliography assignment sheet. Here, the annotated bibliography assignment sheet breaks down what is expected from a complete annotated bibliography. Remember, each particular person needs to give me 2 properly cited sources along with 2 summaries. Each of the sections has also subsections. So for the annotated bibliography, one thing I would suggest would be referencing some of the available annotated bibliography assignments and simply going assignment or example for example, and kind of checking out how a particular group did their annotated bibliography. The annotated bibliography group example is a perfect example of what a group did in my previous class in the spring that awarded them a 50 out of 50. If you essentially follow the guidance that I've provided for them on the right with the comments, along with the structure of this particular annotated bibliography, I do not see why your group would not receive a 50 out of 50. However, there will still be some groups where they might go rogue, might not listen to this video, might not take into account that I've given them essentially the golden key to the palace to determine what they have to do in order to get a good grade, but there's only so much that you can do for people. So again, after the annotated bibliography, you have the group assessment sheet. The group assessment sheet is essentially the breakdown of what I will be looking for your group projects. Here, these are the particular sections. Key terms for content, the summary of your main ideas. Do you present me with a clear and debatable argument? Do you reinforce primary points of focus consistently? I will be looking for a combination of different types of data, both quantitative and qualitative. Examples, how well do you incorporate anecdotes, stories, pictures, videos? How well do they connect and correspond with one another? And then lastly, the presentation itself. One thing I will say about stronger presentations is that they go beyond simply just informing. They also try to teach the particular viewer something, and I'll show you what I mean in just a moment. So again, here is the writing to convince section. You may utilize it if you need assistance with the quiz, the annotated bibliography section, and then lastly, the group project examples. As you will see, I've given you a variety of different group project examples, from PowerPoints to video essay examples. The audio example I'm still trying to put together. There was a Blackboard issue with uploading file content. And then lastly, the website or Weebly examples. So a couple things to be mindful of, depending on the type of project you do. Some students, they produced a PowerPoint, which was great. So this particular example was the negative impact of social media. So what each member of the group did was they kind of broke up their categories as they looked at the particular assignment plan. If you look, like I said, on the assignment sheet, it breaks it up into your introduction, your explanation of the problem, the persuasion. So each one of the group members took on a different task to sort of address the problem. Your group leader can sort of delegate that. The other groups divided up amongst different types of data, amongst the introduction, amongst the conclusion. It's up to your group to figure out what works best for your group. In the video essay example, if you have a group member who might be good with putting video examples together, this is a video example that a student did together about the OnePlus 3T phone. It's a nice combination of visual but also voice overlay. I would suggest that if you are doing a PowerPoint as well, to consider incorporating some sort of voice overlay, as it allows you to give the reader additional insight about the particular topic that you are doing, as I'm doing right now, giving you additional insight about the topic by giving you the extra voice overlay on this particular video. It's helpful. It gives outside information that you might not get simply from reading, so it's something to consider. Audio examples. I've had several students now who have produced a podcast. What's nice about that, it gives you a group setting. It allows the group to come together and just talk more like a conversation regarding the particular topic. And then lastly, the website or Weebly examples. A student who enjoyed creating the Weebly's website created this sort of documentation regarding time management. What's nice about the website is that it's interactive. It gives you different pages to go through with different information. And what's also nice is that you can divide the website up evenly amongst your group. Each group member can work on their own respective section. They can add their own little touch or flair. And that's something to consider, especially if you're trying to produce something that is a bit more interactive. Like I said, there was a hefty amount of information that I just dropped on you right now. A good amount of knowledge for you guys. But again, I'm here. Email me. Some of you have kept regular correspondence with me, and it's been great. I've been trying to keep in touch with you as much as possible. And then there's some of you who don't keep a regular sort of back and forth with me. That's fine. That's your prerogative. However, when it comes to group assignments, you're going to have to communicate with your group at some point, so keep that in mind. And if any of the group members want to reach out to me separately, you can always email me, you can always text me, you can call me if you really feel you are having an issue. But I can't stress enough, do it early and do it often. You guys have 2 weeks for this group project, so make sure that you ask any questions that I might not have addressed here, or bring any concerns to me that you may have. Enjoy the rest of your week, continue your writing, and email me if you have any questions.